Alright, so I'm going to show you how to replace the inner tie rod on a 98 to 02 Accord. It's really not difficult. I thought it was going to be a little more difficult. All I really needed to get was a giant pair of vice grips. Only reason for that being that a normal tie rod tool will actually not work on this because of the way that it is set up. There's no hex on the back. So you could get a really big wrench, but the biggest Richard AutoZone actually didn't fit, but the vice grips did. So let me show you what I got. And the vice grips will basically just go right there. Actually, I loosen them up too much. There we go. And they'll basically just lock on like that. And then that way I can twist the old ones off, or the old one off, and get the new one on. So for now, I'm going to let that sit off to the side and jack the car up, put it on a jack stand. We only need to jack up one side for this job. Should leave us plenty of room. And jack it up, get the wheel off, and we'll get going on this. And now, let me get you a little closer so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. So there's a lock nut on there. It's a little hard to see. I think it's penetrating one. Yeah, I don't know where my pea blaster went, but this liquid wrench should help. So basically the first thing we're going to do is remove the lock nut while the tie rod is still attached, because it'll really help with trying to get that off there without it moving around. Now this is another 3/4, so this should do it. And you can see I can rock that back and forth a little bit. Sorry, it's going to go in and out of focus. What I want to do is break this loose from the car. Actually, you know what? If I'm taking the whole thing off, I wonder if it'd be easier just to take it off as one piece. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it off in one piece. I think that might be easier. So what I'm actually going to do then is I'm going to take this nut off here. A little bit more liquid wrench. And I got to get this cotter pin out of here, which I guess the vice grips will work okay for that. I'm getting a new cotter pin, so usually you will with this kind of stuff, so if you end up breaking this or something, or mauling it trying to get it out, it's not that big of a deal. It's always good to replace cotter pins anyways, so this way I can zoom in a bit so you can see what I'm doing here. Basically, you just want to pinch it down, then just pull it out. Sometimes it can be a little stubborn. Hit the back end of it with a wrench. There we go. Now you can get a socket on the nut here. Probably going to be metric. Here, let's see. Alright, looks like the 17mm wins this one. I have an impact, which makes this a lot easier. If you don't, breaker bar will do the trick as well. Just going to go ahead and get the impact in here and just back it off. At least that was the theory. It's turning, it's just not coming off, which is not good, which means that's probably been stripped out by somebody. See, I don't like the person that did this job last. This job's actually been done once already. But whoever did this last, I don't think they did it right. And this is why. Alright, maybe I should stop hitting it with the impact. I'll try it with the, actually, let me just try getting a wrench on it. I wonder if I just hit it with this, if it'll just break loose. There. It's loose. Good Lord. It came out real easy. Yeah, it's probably time to replace that. Now, yeah, it's looking a little nasty. Now I get to deal with this. This, hopefully, will be the easy part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crawl under there. I'm going to cut the zip ties on there and hopefully we'll slide that boot back at least enough to get it off. Of course, now I think about it, I'm going to have to get this nut off of here at some point. Alright, so the part that we're replacing is right in here. Which means I'm going to have to take this nut off at some point in order to get the boot off in order to get at it. Oh. Got it. That hurt. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to count how many times I have to turn this to get it off. 1, 2, 17.5. So I'm going to write that down somewhere. Alright, so here's the old tie rod. And normally, we would have been able to do that 20 minutes ago. So I got the lock nut off at least. You saw it was a lot easier to get the lock nut off with that still on there. I just kind of stuck it back in there without the nut since there is no longer a nut. And I'm going to take the lock nut off. And the reason we count how many times it comes off is so we can put it back on that many times to get the alignment at least pretty close while we do this. There's the boot. Oh. Whoops. And now, this is the piece we want to get off. So I'm going to get the vice grips. So this piece here is what we will be replacing, and we just got to get a our vice grip on there, and hopefully it'll pop off. And knock that ring loose. So there's a ring that kind of like locks the threads. Alright, I felt like it did something. Not sure it was a good something or not, but it did something. Oh, look at that. Now it's coming off. Okay. Once you get it loose, it comes off real easy. So it turns out my adjustable wrench works on the one that's on here, but it doesn't work on the other one. Alright. So when you install this new one, it has this ring. Ooh, really zoomed in there. So see these little tabs that are sticking out? You want these turned so that they face into the rack. Like so. I think I'm just going to stick it in there right now. And then we're going to take our new part. Take the lock nut off of it for now because we don't need it at the moment. And shit. Ugh. Pardon my French. I've had a long day. And this. Oh, don't tell me it doesn't fit. Oh. Wow. It does not fit. That is unbelievable. Loose tie rod even? Fits the tie rod, but doesn't fit the car. Oh, that is not good. That is not good at all. Alright, I need to call AutoZone and see if they'll deliver a part. This is ridiculous.